Hey everybody, hope you are having a great week. Today I want to expound upon what I spoke about last week, which is that risk and return are directly related. And I want to illustrate, and I will continue to do this, illustrate what you can expect from your portfolio and just understanding there is no free lunch. There is no return without any risk. It's just, unfortunately, it's the name of the game. So this is what I've drawn here. Is I'm going to go over what is the standard deviation, what you can expect. And this is a moderate, Bear Wealth's moderate portfolio going back to 1973. So 40 years of data. You have an average rate of return of 11.2%. And you have a deviation off of that return of 9.4%. So you have the range of return between 1.2% positive over any 12-month period and 20% positive is 68% likelihood it's going to fall within that bracket. You move a little further out and you have 95% likelihood of it falling between -8% and 30%, and then a 99% likelihood of it falling between -17% and 39.4%. So you can see it's a wide range of returns. Now it would be great to have a portfolio 11.2 and a standard deviation, right around here where it was just barely veering off that. But it's just not reality. And if anyone's telling you anything different, they're really selling you a bill of goods. So this is what you can expect going forward. And I fully expect it as well. You're going to have good years, you're going to have bad years. If you've ever seen a machine where you drop all the little beads in it and it just filters through, it always is going to end up the same. It's always going to end up here somewhere in the middle. Now, it's going to have these years where it's way off to one side, or it's slightly off to one side, or what it may be, but the large distributions of returns are going to be in this range with, of course, the possibilities going out here. So what do these stats mean? What can you expect? What is your chance 1 year from now of your portfolio being less than this 1.2% return? And it's 16% likelihood of it being less than that. Now that sounds pretty good odds, but when it's not built out over a flip of the coin and it's 12 months period, it can feel like a long time. It can feel like it happens more often than not. But the reality is that over time, and that's where you get to realize these highly successful results in portfolios, 11.2% compounded rate of return. To get that, you've got to take on these risks. You've got to be able to accept the downside. So the answer to this question I wrote down here, and it was a great question from a client. What can I do to protect my portfolio? And this is just shooting you dead straight. The unfortunate reality is all you can do is be more conservative. You can give up future higher expected return by being more conservative. And that is really the only way that you can protect against downside. There's no way to say, well, let's be conservative today and be aggressive in another year, because that's when the market's going to go back up. It just doesn't work that way. There's not one successful investor out there that tells that's how it's done. Whether it's Warren Buffett, whether it's Benjamin Graham and the guys who founded the modern portfolio theory, every name you've ever heard of in investing never suggests trying to time the market and be more conservative or more aggressive at any different time. So what you can do today to protect yourself against any downside is simply to be more conservative. And by being more conservative, you give up the opportunity to earn higher expected returns in the future. I hope this makes sense. I hope you don't ever go to anybody and they're telling you you can have it all. We can give you all the good returns and there's really, downside is just minimal or almost nil. It's just not the reality. And if you can be disciplined, you can be steady, you can be either conservative. If you're conservative today and you're still conservative 20 years from now, you'll be successful. If you're aggressive today and you're aggressive 20 years from now, you'll be successful. The only way you're not going to be is by flip-flopping between conservative, aggressive, and making changes inside your overall investment policy. So hope this makes sense. It may sound a little negative, but I still believe that ultimately the markets are going to work for you, and risk and return are exactly related. If you have any questions, call us at 770-984-2312. Have a great week.